Hi, in my last video I talked about ideas I had for board operations, for the way the board should be working together, for things like our board meetings, changes that we might want to implement. In my video today I want to talk more about things I think the board should be doing together and things that I'll be really pushing for if I'm reelected. First, I believe the board needs to come together and work as a team with our superintendent and with community members to determine what our priorities are for the year. I would definitely like to have public input, and I think so far it's been challenging for us to do that. Some ideas I have are maybe holding quarterly town halls at different locations around the county for the public to come and share ideas about certain topics that we're thinking about or considering or working on. And then also having an accompanying survey for people to share their input and ideas if they can't be there in person with us. Regardless, we should be able to clearly explain to the public what we're prioritizing, focusing on, and why, and then transparently share updates and progress throughout the year with the public. The second thing I think the board needs to be working on is setting very clear goals around student achievement. What are the things that we want to see our students be able to do, and why are those the things we're focusing on? And then finally, how are we going to measure our success? Looking at state test results are important, but there's other things that we should be considering. National assessments such as SATs, ACTs, and other measures such as graduation rates, such as looking at how many of our students graduate from Park and finish college in 4 years, and also how many graduate and are employed full-time within 3 years. This is all data that we can look at. But regardless, we need to have a set of goals that we're all committed to and that we're monitoring throughout the year. The third priority I think the board needs to tackle is having a long-term financial plan. Right now we are looking year to year, and we are lucky that we always have a strong budget and we're able to meet our needs, but I think we need to be looking at things that are changing and things that are kind of unpredictable, such as technology needs, facilities. We have very old facilities around the county. What are the things that are going to need to be done? And then any changes we might see in state funding or national funding or enrollment, and how that might impact us as a county. We need to understand what our expenses are going to be, not just this year, but in 2, 3, 4 years down the line. And we need to understand where those revenues are going to come from. And maybe even develop ideas about alternative revenue sources if we're worried that we're not going to have enough to meet our students' needs. Finally, the fourth thing I think that we need to work on as a board is immediately starting the new year, is really understanding the changing educational landscape around us. At the national level, there's changes such as Common Core, such as different federal education policy that comes down and impacts us. At the state level, we're seeing changes all the time to things like what assessments we're going to use and how we're going to be funded. We need to understand how those national and state trends in education impact us as a county, and we need to understand how we're going to support our staff members, our teachers, and our students in navigating those changes so that we can ultimately be successful and meet the goals that we've set for our students. So these are the 4 big things that I think are most important for the board to tackle in the coming year and that I'll really be pushing for if I'm reelected. Thank you.